What's up, everybody? Chris Wild back here on a Sunday. Another Sunday without Eagles football. And I just want to take a minute to rant a little bit. Something that's kind of gotten on my nerves since the season ended. I've seen a lot of articles pertaining to Alshon Jeffery and his relationship with the Philadelphia Eagles, with Carson Wentz. And the first couple articles that came out said that the Eagles are preparing to move on from Alshon Jeffery. This week, an article was released saying that both Alshon and the Eagles agree that a move would be good for both parties, and then that's followed by his agent saying he loves to be an Eagle and he loves to play in Philadelphia, kind of contradicting what the article said. Look, and you know what? I understand. It's last season was, it was a tumultuous season. Alshon was injured pretty much the whole season. You didn't see a lot of chemistry between him and Carson. Some of the looks that he gave Carson after some missed plays or some drop balls were suspect. And then we remember early on in the offseason, just about every receiver came to Carson's, and my co-host, by the way, came to Carson's for when he had that thing with the wide receivers at his camp, and Alshon wasn't one of the ones to make the trip. So yeah, and then of course there's that report by Josina Anderson saying that somebody in the locker room, she wouldn't name a source, we all pretty much know that it was Alshon, saying that Carson wasn't a leader. And just, I'm not even going to get into all that. You can Google it if you want it, but just a lot of bad shit. So I understand why these are all going to come out. I also, as an Eagles fan, want what's best for the team. So Alshon's probably the slowest 29-year-old that you're ever going to see. He's definitely gotten a lot slower over the past couple years. Again, just doesn't seem to be the player that he was. So yeah, and I'm going to say this, getting rid of Alshon probably would be what's best for this team, if finding a better option. Again, you got to have that option there. So I can understand all that and why that's probably a good thing moving forward, not to have Alshon on this team. Again, understood. The part that I don't understand, and the part that I hate, and the part that just gets to me, is why every time a player is on his way out the door, it seems like we as Eagle fans have to just villainize them, okay? Yeah, I understand. Again, these locker room reports and all the stuff these dirt sheets are writing, I get it, okay? I understand. If Alshon's not being a great teammate, yeah, that sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's something that we don't like here in Philadelphia. However, again, these reports aren't confirmed. They could be bullshit for all we know, but we don't. But I'm listening to the radio, sports radio, and that might be my number one mistake. And all I hear are these negative things. Callers calling up. Oh, he needs to be off the team. Somebody called him a cancer. He's a bum. He ruined the team last year. It doesn't need to be all that, especially when if you're a longtime Eagles fan like myself since I was a little kid. You can remember we've had some tough years without good wide receiver play. We can go back to the Chip Kelly days when he got rid of Deshaun and didn't re-sign Jeremy Maclin, and you had guys like Riley Cooper playing, Hank Baskett, that was before Chip, but you had Hank Baskett playing, Josh Huff. The most memorable thing he did was get caught speeding on the bridge. So much bad wide receiver play, to the point in Carson's rookie year, we had real bad Nelson Aguilar. The worse than he was last year. He was horrible. And Paul Turner was the guy that we were clamoring for. Practice squad Paul Turner, that's so bad, he's out of football. Can't even get on an XFL team. So, before Alshon, and then Alshon gets here in 2017, and we win the Super Bowl. If we don't have Alshon Jeffery that year, we don't, just like if we didn't have Carson Wentz, if we didn't have a lot of players, you could say this before, but definitely he was one of the main contributors to getting that team over the hump and getting that team into the Super Bowl, and he played the Super Bowl with a separated shoulder. First touchdown of the game, amazing catch. The dude played his ass off. He was loved here that year. He was loved here in 2018. The ball went right through his hands that last play of the playoffs. Again, bad break, but he was a contributing factor to that team in 2018 making a comeback. Because remember, he was injured from the surgery from the shoulder the first couple weeks and did not play. He came in week 3. But just the hate on Alshon Jeffery, it absolutely befuddles me, but it shouldn't, because it seems like we do it to a lot of players, but it's just unacceptable. Again, this is a guy that contributed to us winning a Super Bowl, something that we have never done before. Now, I'm not saying we got to get on our knees for every single guy that was on that team and won that game. But let's just not forget what he did for us. Let's just not forget what he did. I mean, we hated Terrell Owens when he pulled the stunts that he pulled, and rightfully so to hate the guy. But now, look, most Eagle fans that I know say nothing but positive things about Terrell Owens, myself included, and how it would have been great to have him on the team for years to come. But just look, again, I understand we need help at wide receiver, and trading Alshon's not going to be easy. I'll let you know that right now, or releasing him, because it's $24 million in dead cap space. Howie Roseman has like I said in other videos, a shit ton of cap space to work with. To lose $24 million, I don't see it happening, and I don't see another team paying for that, because let's not forget, Alshon got hurt, and I believe it's one of those foot injuries. And, you know, Jalen Mills, they're saying, had the same foot injury, and it took him a couple years to come back, it seems like, a season and a half. Liz Frank is the word I'm looking for, Liz Frank injury. So Alshon could be out till November in all likelihood. I mean, again, we don't know. I'm not his doctor, and I haven't heard any medical reports. But what team is going to want to trade for a 29-year-old, slowed down, often injured wide receiver? The same reasons why the Eagles don't want to keep him around. And another thing before I end this rant and this video, again, the reports are that he doesn't like Carson, that he was the source for all of the bullshit, the locker room stuff. But he did sign an extension last year. He signed an extension, which is why we have this issue right now, as far as it's hard to really trade the guy. So what a guy that doesn't like the quarterback that much, why would he sign an extension to stay on a team that is the quarterback's franchise? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant for this Sunday. I'll be back later this week with some other stuff. But yeah, let's give Alshon Jeffery a break, man. As a matter of fact, and I'm going to do a video on a stadium tour that I took last week, up in the suite area, I believe, or where they do all the where all the media goes to write their dirt stories and watch the game. There's a big picture of the Philly special, big picture, and on the sidewall there's a huge picture of that touchdown catch that Alshon Jeffery made. And again, because it's memorable, because it's something that we've waited for forever. And again, a guy that played with a separated shoulder, I believe deserves a little bit better on his way out the door. Anyway, that's me today. It's Chris Wild. Go Birds. Like, share, subscribe. You know the deal. I'm out. Carson's out. See you later.